Hello and welcome to week 3 of From Surviving to Thriving. We're going to be with you in about 10 minutes, and until then, enjoy this music. Hello and welcome to the third week of From Surviving to Thriving. Thank you all so much for being here from all over the world. We've got Ingrid from planet Earth and people from everywhere from Rome to San Jose. We're going to be starting in just 1 minute. Yeah, we'll turn our camera on in a minute.
And welcome. It's great to be back here again, and it's going to be a very interesting experience today because we're going to be focusing on relationships and how your relationships actually affect your well-being and how you can improve your relationships to actually move in the direction of youthing, which this series is all about. So we were wondering how you guys are doing.
So, specifically, we'd like to know, how have the meditations been going for you? Have you noticed changes happening for you in your life? And if so, just go ahead and type into the chat box. Let us know what's been happening for you, because we're very curious. Cool. Anna is saying just wonderful. Great. So
just a reminder that each week you need to do the meditation for 7 days. So, for example, I missed one day, so I did another one this morning, so that we keep up and we've got that preparation, because Alcazar is saying that these experiences build on each other. And so by doing it for a week, you're creating a certain receptivity for the next level. And so just remember to do each program for a week. And those people that are listening via a translator, we realize that it takes several days before you actually get the translation. That's okay. Just do it for a week. So, what are people saying?
people are giving great feedback. So let's go back to some of these incredible changes every time I've listened to the meditations. I had one fallback and celebrated with love going forward. Thank you, bring me more. Yeah, that's beautiful. And one thing we actually wanted to talk about is the whole way that our systems operate in this reality is an oscillation. So it's this like highs and lows. And so it's like, if you do find yourself in a low, it's about bringing your presence and your compassion to that. It's not about trying to always feel good, because
we're in a duality, and the whole reason that we're here, or one of the major aspects of why we're here, is to experience duality, to experience the joys of both. Because very often when you go down, it's a moment for introspection, a moment for understanding, a moment for appreciating the highs and appreciating the difference in the lows. So the whole physical system, your whole body functions in that way. Your whole body functions in highs and lows.
like, for example, your blood sugar goes up and it goes down. And your heartbeat too, like it contracts and it expands. The same thing with the hormones. They like For example, the survival or stress hormone, cortisol, it goes up and it goes down. And it's like, it is a survival hormone. So it's not like we want to just not have it. Because if they hook you up to a heart rate monitor and there's a flat line,
means you're dead. So
so
we're not,
appreciate those highs and lows.
yeah, we're not trying to get to a place where everything is constant. It's about being in the moment and appreciating what is.
Yeah, great. So people saying, I feel more expansive and open to energies. Someone saying they channeled for the first time today. Awesome.
Oh.
Brilliantly love it. Cool things happening. The meditations are powerful. Yeah.
So
Old.
anybody experiencing
Interesting.
any difficulties?
Someone saying old relationship patterns are emerging.
Ah.
Yeah. We'll be talking about that today. Great. So someone who says, I actually went back to mitochondria feeling really fatigued. So that's a really common thing with this energy work. If you're feeling totally exhausted afterward, it actually means that you're changing on a cellular level. That's what that usually indicates. And that takes an enormous amount of energy, actually. When your vibration raises, your cellular structure actually has to change.
Yeah, Alcazar's talked about that quite a bit in the past. So with these meditations and with this whole webinar series, both the first one and the second one, realize that when there's tiredness, give yourself the space to relax. Give yourself the space to let the body regenerate. Sleep is really important. Rest is really important.
Yeah. An interesting thing from someone else saying emotionally great, but physical pain has really amped up.
So again, physical pain is also part of this releasing process, because what Alcazar's been saying about pain is that it is your body giving you a message. Your body is giving you a message about mental or emotional issues that you're repressing. And very often, that place in the body where you feel the pain is where those repressed energies are being stored. There's a very simple book by Louise Hay, we mentioned it before, which will give you an indication of what kind of mental or emotional issues are being held in that part of the body.
And that book is You Can Heal Your Life by Louise Hay, right?
Yeah. So
cool. And other people saying I seem to be able to keep my bliss longer. Awesome. It's always
don't get
good.
attached to it. Just enjoy it when it's there.
Things are easier and happen without struggle. That's beautiful. Hard to stay awake during the meditations now.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, with particularly the first week, it was important to stay awake during the meditations, because you're actually being asked to kind of place your hands in certain places. And that's an important part of that first week's meditation.
That's great. Someone else saying many changes, especially in the area of awareness of fear patterns that no longer serve me and easily released now. That's really great. So cool. And someone else saying these meditations are powerful. I've been going deep into old yucky emotions, feeling free. And that's awesome. That's so great, because if you're actually going deep into the yucky emotions, you're allowing yourself to actually feel them instead of like your energy pushing them down all the time. And so they actually do change. And so that's beautiful that you're feeling free, because that means that they are actually moving out of your system.
Yeah, let's just say a bit more about that. We've mentioned it in the past, but when we repress these emotions, what's happening is that your energy is literally pushing them down, but the natural body energy wants to release those things. So your body is wanting to throw out those repressions. Your mind is pushing them out. So you've got this energy conflict that's happening all the time, which is literally exhausting. It's actually taking away your life force in this push me, pull you energetic. So by allowing yourself to notice those old yucky things, let them come out and disappear. They're from the past. You don't need them anymore.
And if you do find that that's happening and it feels a little overwhelming, there's a great phrase and it's name it to tame it. So the more specifically you can name what you're feeling, like, malaise is a great word, and it means when you feel like discontent and you don't know why. So like to me, that just makes me feel better. If I can name it, then it's like somehow it's like when you pinpoint it, that clarity lets you like kind of just, it might not change right away, but at least like somehow it gets easier.
Okay.
So cool. And someone saying the love yourself sentence is helping me wonderfully against fears. That's beautiful.
And that's something we'll be addressing again a little bit later today.
Yeah. So thank you so much for sharing, everyone. We could literally spend the entire 2 hours talking about these things. Oh, someone's saying the story of the two wolves. Yeah, that's a beautiful story.
And
I can tell it really quickly.
Okay.
Like really. So there's this Native American grandfather talking to his grandson, and he's saying, "There's a battle that's going on inside of me, and it's the same battle that's going on inside of everyone. And these two wolves are fighting, and one of the wolves represents hatred and greed and despair and grief and all of these lower energy emotions. And the other wolf represents love and joy and gratitude and caring and compassion and all of these qualities of love." And the grandson says, like, which wolf is going to win? And the grandfather says, the one that you feed. So it's a really good story.
Okay.
Cool. So let's begin with gratitude. Let's feed that wolf. So just close your eyes and bring your awareness to your heart center. Just notice as you focus your attention on the heart, you actually start to feel your energy go into your heart. And breathe into your heart center. Imagine that you're actually breathing through your heart. Just allow yourself to notice the sensation of the energy in your heart. And now think about a person or a place or a moment that allows you to connect to a genuine sense of gratitude, of appreciation. And just allow yourself to bask in that gratitude. Maybe it's love. Invite your whole body just to resonate with that feeling.
And what you might start feeling is that your body starts to feel a little different. Why? Because you're putting that focus of appreciation into the heart center, that energy of gratitude. The heart center is sending a message to the brain. And the brain, getting that message, starts to send chemicals into the bloodstream And those chemicals move around to each and every cell of your body, and the body relaxes. The body moves into that state of rejuvenation. So by doing this, you're actually putting your body into the state of loving and caring for itself. Your cells start the process of cleaning out and rejuvenating.
And we actually just learned something really cool about gratitude and its connection to joy this morning. There's a researcher, Brene Brown, who is very well known for her research on authenticity, so being real. And what she said was that people who have a gratitude practice, which doesn't mean like you're bringing an attitude of gratitude to your life, it means you're literally practicing. So like it could be every time the clock hits 1, 2, 3, 4, you take a moment to feel this gratitude. Or a very common thing is a gratitude journal where you write down 3 or 4 things that you're grateful for. So the people who actually build this into their lives in one way or another report experiencing joy in their lives.
This is something that we've suggested in the past, is when you wake up, first thing in the morning, just make a list of the things that you feel grateful for.
Alcazar actually said to list 10 things that you feel grateful for. Because if you list like 1 or 2, you'd be like, okay. But if you start listing like up to 10, then like it really changes things.
Yeah.
So what's actually shocking about this research finding is that she said the only people who reported joy in their lives in her study with like 11,000 data points were the ones who were practicing gratitude. So it's like, it's really powerful. And this is really being recognized by science right now. So it's beautiful. And like we say, if you are feeling these ups and downs, one of the ways that you can learn an entry point into stabilizing is through gratitude.
All right then. So
thank you all for being here.
we're
really
grateful.
We're really grateful.
The focus today is on relationships. And relationships are an integral part of who you are, obviously. And relationships start right at the very moment you're born. In fact, the relationship with your mother starts even earlier than that. And what we all know and realize is that as a child, you are constantly focusing on your parents to learn what's the correct response in every situation. Your relationship with your parents is giving you a massive input into your understanding of life, of who you are. And so very quickly, you start to get a sense of who I am. Who am I in this little body? And so you start to learn very quickly from your parents, oh, you're a good boy when you do this, or you're naughty, stop doing that. And so very soon, instantly, you're in the body, you start to create a concept of who you are. And so what starts to happen is you actually start to create within yourself a feeling of what's good and what's not so good. And you get that from the outside, from your parents initially, and then your siblings, and so on. And so what starts to happen as you get older is you start to create from this feeling of what's good about you and what's bad about you, you start to create a feeling of self. And because so often our society focuses on what's not good, we start to feel that there's something lacking within us. I'm not good enough. And we come back to that I'm not good enough phrase again and again in this Stargate work, because that's the main issue for each and every one of us.
Hmm.
So what happens is that when you realize, oh, I'm not good enough, what you start to do is try and be good enough, try and be accepted by those around you. So you start to live your life to try and make them tell you you're good enough.
And the whole thing is actually just trying to be loved.
Exactly. It's trying to be loved, trying to be appreciated as you are. But because you're not being appreciated as you are, you start to create personality. And as you get older, you realize that you create one personality for one group of people, your families, for example. You create a different personality when you're in school, and so on. You start to create different personalities for different situations. And the thing is with these personalities is it's not the real you. But at a level of unconsciousness that we've lived in past lives, we've accepted that this personality is us. And then you become trapped, so to speak, in that personality, that way of living, that way of behaving, and most importantly, that way of relating with other people. But as science is beginning to realize now, your relationships affect the way your physical body is.
Hmm. In fact, there's a really cool quote. I told you guys I'm studying interpersonal neurobiology. It's amazing. And so we talked about how they define the mind as being not just embodied, but also relational. So your mind, your sense of self arises as much from your relationships as it does from your biology. So every interaction that you've had literally through your entire life is shaping your sense of self. And this is really cool about relationships is that studies of happiness, health, longevity, and wisdom reveal that our relationships are the common factor underlying each of these aspects of a life of well-being. And that's a quote from this book. So this is science that's saying like, hey, longevity, health, wisdom, happiness, these things have to do with the quality of our relationships.
Okay.
So the question is, how do we change the way we relate to ourselves and others?
So Alxar has a few words to say, and maybe we put some music on and we create an energy field.
Oh, okay.
Do
Cool.
do it as a meditation.
That sounds great. So we'll have the music link, and as always, we will invite you to click the music link. It will open in a new window. Go ahead and adjust the volume so that it sounds right to you, and then relax, go inside, and we'll see what Alxar has to share with us. And we're going to turn our camera off.
We greet thee, Tzalkazah. And as always, we invite you to be present, relaxed, nothing to do. We know that almost all of you are familiar now with the Stargate meditation. And so we are going to move through this quite quickly. We are going to ask you today for this particular experience to be conscious, listen to our words, for we wish to share energies with you. But as we talk, the mind can grasp a certain level of understanding. And with it having that understanding, it can receive the energetic that we are sharing with you more easily, would create less resistance to that energetic which is supporting you in your own change. And so, as always, we first invite you to connect to the energy of the earth, the energy of Gaia.
And so just asking inside right now for the energy of Gaia, the conscious energy of your planet Earth to come up into your body and into your energy field, and simply relaxing, allowing self to be receptive, and just feel, for Gaia is gently bringing her energy to you. And if you wish, you can remember to connect with the energy of nature, wherever is your favorite place, whether it is the forest, the desert, the ocean. Just invite the quantum energy of that place to be with you. And Gaia, your Gaia, can respond to you in this way also, nourishing the body, the mind. And so it is to realize that you have a relationship with the earth also. The earth can be a beautiful ally for you in your awakening. And so now we invite you just to ask inside for the energy of an etheric stargate to come and to form around you. And so we call for the presence of an etheric stargate. And as always, just visualizing, feeling this stargate structure forming around you. And now asking inside for the activation of your etheric stargate.
We call for the activation of all the etheric stargates around the world.
And what starts to occur is a very gentle energy field begins to build. And this field will be growing stronger around you throughout this meditation. And so, as you are all familiar with this process, we will simply invite your stargates to vibrate at a 7th dimensional level.
We call for a strong 7th dimensional energy field in all the etheric stargates around the world.
And just feeling, noticing as your stargate radiates this 7th dimensional vibration to you. Nothing to do, just relaxing into the present moment.
And as you relax into the energy field, just be aware of you. Your energy field starts to vibrate at the 7th dimensional level. And so you can sense an energy, a vibration in the body, in the energy field. But can you also sense you? the awareness that is feeling that energy. And that awareness is not just in the mind, it is beyond the mind. So, now we are going to ask all the etheric stargates to vibrate at a 12th dimensional level.
And so we call for a very strong 12th dimensional energy field. And again, just relaxing into it, your etheric stargate radiating this 12th dimensional field to you right now.
And as you relax, slowly, slowly, your vibration comes into harmony with the 12th dimension. As you know, when you are vibrating at that level, you become very sensitive to energies, to the guides who exist beyond the physical reality, who exist, in fact, in that which we call the quantum field. And so, as your vibration adjusts to the 12th dimension, be aware of you. See if your sense of self, the witness, can be beyond the head. It is not in the brain. It is in the vastness of all that is. It is beyond the physical body. Your sense of you, can you feel that beyond the body? Because the real you, as we have said, is your superconsciousness. And your superconsciousness does not exist just in the body. It exists in the quantum field. The real you exists where your guides exist, in a field of oneness that the mind cannot truly grasp. Very good. And so we are going to invite, as we always do, the support of the different realms. We invite them separately, but also know that they come from the oneness. Understand that all the explanations we give you are inaccurate, because the explanations have to be given in a way that the mind can grasp. Because the mind is designed to operate in your third dimension, in your physical reality. And yet, you are much more. Existence is much more. Therefore, the only way to truly know, to truly understand, is to allow a deepening of a conscious connection to the real you, to the superconsciousness. And so now we are going to ask you once more to invite the presence of the angelic realm.
And so asking inside with a strong intention, we call for the presence of all of the angels. And just feel.
Here they come, the energy gently changing around you. The angels, invite them closer.
Come closer. Bring more of your presence here.
And see if you can feel yourself, the watcher, that part of awareness outside of the body. Feel the angels coming to you. Feeling your watcher, your witness, merging with the angelic field. And now, let us invite all of the Ascended Masters.
And so, again, asking with feeling, asking from within for the presence of all the Ascended Masters. We call for the presence of all of the beautiful, enlightened beings who have walked this earth. And feel.
And as you feel the energy of the Ascended Masters coming to you, maybe you can visualize or imagine you, the watcher, the witness, outside of the body in this quantum field, being surrounded by and merging with the energy of the Ascended Masters. And you can feel that in your energy field of your human form. Invite the Masters to come closer. Invite the angels to come closer. And now we invite all of the star families.
And so we call for the presence of all of the star families from around this universe. And again, just feel as the energy changes around you, as you are surrounded by these beings of light, the star families.
Feeling yourself, the witness, the observer, being surrounded in the quantum field by the loving presence of the star families, and you merging with them. And again, you can feel this energy in the energy field within and around your physical body. But your presence, your awareness, is in the quantum field. Why do we invite you in this way? Because in the quantum field, you, the witness, the observer, the real you, does not have a personality. You are just you. In your magnificence, in your process of learning and understanding, you are perfect, just as you are. And so we have asked you to remain present during this meditation, to listen to the words that we have to share with you. The first understanding we wish to impart is that you have chosen a learning experience through this human form. As you know, there are a multitude of possibilities for your learning. And so there are millions of things that you do not know. Because if you knew them, learning would not be necessary. You have come for a learning experience. Therefore, not knowing is part of the process. Not knowing is the internal drive to know. And so, beloved ones, understand that when you came into the body this lifetime, you came with an intention to learn, to add to your knowledge and wisdom of what it is like to be human. And so you have created for yourself, by choosing your parents, you have created for yourself a pathway into a new area of learning. And so the human experience is one of not knowing, moving towards knowing, and from knowledge, moving towards wisdom. So, what is the difference between knowledge and wisdom? Wisdom is knowledge lived, living that which you know. And so, beloved ones, you are perfect in your not knowing. And you have within you a drive to know, a drive to create. And that is why, over the history of humankind, you can see how things have changed from living in caves to living in communities, to living in houses, to flying in the sky. Your desire to know, your desire to create is driving you into the new. This happens on a physical level, on what you would call a scientific level, a technological level. But also, beloved ones, it happens on a personal level, on the level of knowing self. And that is what the Stargate work is all about, knowing self. As you, the observer, the witness, surrounded by and merging with the angels, the masters, the star families, can you still feel yourself in that space, in the quantum field, surrounded with or merging with all those beings? And in that space, you are perfect. So let us look now at some of which has already been discussed. Because the knowing of yourself in the human form, in the understanding of who am I, you first need to understand who this being is in the body. And we have talked a few moments ago with these two about when you are born, you start to learn from your parents right away. Who are you? What is good? What is bad? You watch their reaction. You read their body language, as it is called. You can see when they are happy. You can see when they are pleased with you. You can see when they are angry with you. Even if they do not express in words, you learn very fast what is expected of you. You learn when your parents are pleased with you. And so what you start to create is an understanding of, oh, I need to be like this in order to receive the love from my parents. When I am not like this, they are angry, they reject me. It is a very simple belief experiencing through feeling as a very small child. But as you grow up, as you evolve, you start to learn that the others in your life have expectations, your siblings. And then when you are at school, your teachers. And so very soon, you build this complex picture of yourself. But you also build a picture of what you think is lacking within yourself. And this is where the I'm not good enough starts to be embedded in your belief system. And as soon as that is there, you want to be good enough. You want the love of your parents. You want the love of your friends. You want them to love you. You want them to appreciate you. And so you start to behave in a way that you think they want. You start to create a personality. You start to create an artificial you. You start to create the you that you think your parents want you to be. Then you start to create a different personality, a different you that your friends, you think your friends want you to be. And so on. As you grow up, you create a personality that the boss at work wants you to be, and so on. And as you live these personalities, you start to believe this is who I am. You have forgotten that this is not the real you. So we have talked about this process of being here on earth, being a learning. And so the learning in this process is to live a personality and then to remember, I am not that personality. I am not those different personalities that I have created earlier in my life. And it is not to judge yourself. It is to understand that this is part of the process of growing up. And then the process of becoming aware of yourself happens a little later. And this is your spiritual awakening. When you realize you are not you. You are not the you that you present to the world. You are far more than this. You are the awareness that starts to realize, I am not the personality. But you have already, by then, hidden yourself behind the walls of your personality. The Stargate work is to assist you to see these walls, to see these limitations, and to start to dissolve them. How do you do this? With the energy of love, with the many forms of how you can use love to free yourself. And so, beloved ones, you have created a series of judgments about yourself where you have felt you were lacking and that your personality has tried to cover up. So it is for you to realize, I am not lacking. I am simply here to learn. And so as you start to love yourself, as you start to realize it is not a lack, it is a learning process I am in, then slowly, slowly the judgment of self can disappear. The judgments that you have picked up from your parents, your society, can slowly disappear as you love yourself into being. And so, beloved ones, again, just feeling yourself in the quantum field, feeling the love of the angel, feeling the love of the masters, feeling the love of the star families, feeling the love of the earth and the nature spirit. In fact, feeling the love of the whole of creation, the love of the whole of creation is but the love of spirit, the love of God. Beloveds, you are loved. You are simply in a process of learning. Nothing to condemn, everything to celebrate. To celebrate. Ah, that is what is happening here. That is who I am. I am here learning another aspect of being human. Nothing wrong with the limitations that I have chosen for this lifetime. And now I choose to dissolve my pretense, my personalities, by loving myself just as I am. And so, beloved ones, know that we love you just as you are. Know that we love you and are here now to support you in this next phase of your humanness, which is dissolving that which is not real, that which was created for your own protection, and that which was created in an attempt to be loved. And so, beloved ones, feel your own energy right now. Feel your presence in the quantum field. And now, slowly and gently, just bringing your awareness into the body so you can feel your presence in the body. And you can still feel your presence in the quantum field if you choose to. And we are going to suggest now that you maintain this space, this feeling. We will make a little break now for those who need to move out of this space. And we will ask you to rejoin this webinar in 10 minutes.
For as long as you wish. We will be back at 5 minutes past the hour. everyone. It's time to begin again. And we just had a good laugh here. And something that's really cool about laughter is that also changes your body chemistry. So it's a really good practice to actually find funny videos that make you laugh. And because it actually tells your brain that, like, things aren't so bad here, that it's not so scary, and that it's okay to kind of like relax, laugh, be joyful. So it's also really good practice to share funny videos, because that creates the bonding, and it creates this relationship.
So can you see that youthing comes down to body chemistry? Body chemistry can be changed by the mind. That's what we focused on last week. And what we're focusing on this week is the personality connection with other people. Personality gets in the way. Connection creates changing in the body chemistry, loving self, appreciating the others. That's where we're moving today.
Absolutely. So people are sharing some nice feedback about the meditation. Um, Someone was saying, when Alcazar said we change with our love, I was moved to tears. I had the feeling that the sun was going to shine, but there's no sun here.
Oh, it's
It's so
shining here.
beautiful.
So
It is, yeah. We're shining sun to all of you.
yeah.
So,
Just one thing I'd like to add about that meditation was it took us to a very deep space. So if you drifted off, if you went into sleep, or you weren't really aware of what Alcazar was saying, I'd strongly suggest that you listen to it again, so that you can receive the understanding on the mental level, and also receive an experience of feeling yourself in the superconsciousness out in the quantum field. So you had something for us?
yeah. I wanted to. Oh, some people are getting echoes. No. Okay. If it's echoing for you, try to reload the page. So, um, there's a Buddhist loving kindness practice. It's very simple, and it connects really beautifully with this like shifting. So like the first step is feeling safe, and then like in shifting from surviving to thriving, like we talked about in week 1. And so I wanted to just share this really, really simple exercise, and it's just 5 sentences. So I'm just going to invite you to close your eyes and just feel the effect of saying these sentences inside of yourself. So the first one is, may I be safe from harm. May I be safe from harm. Really feel the energy of that. May I be happy just as I am. May I be happy just as I am. May I know well-being that eases suffering. May I know well-being that eases suffering. May I be peaceful with whatever is happening around me. May I be peaceful with whatever is happening around me. May I be filled with loving kindness, radiating calm and care. May I be filled with loving kindness, radiating love and care. So this is another way that we can shift our focus, and by shifting our focus to focusing on being safe, and all of these different qualities, we actually start to manifest them. So what we focus on, we create.
Mm. So we've talked about creating the personality. How do we dissolve it? How do we become more real? And as Alka says, the basis of that is love in the different ways that we can experience it. You always have to start with self. It's always about loving yourself first. And it's difficult to love yourself if you judge the way that you've been. If you can remember what Alka was saying in that past meditation, it was just part of the experience of being human, part of developing and understanding. And now the next part is letting go of personality with the realization that you're perfect just as you are.
Mm.
And so, first of all, dropping the self-judgment, loving yourself when you can understand that that was just simply part of the process, then you can start to love yourself for going through that process. And realizing I don't need that anymore because now I have that understanding that I tried to be someone that I'm not in order to get the love of my parents and then from friends and so on. What we're really looking for is the surrounding people to love us just as we are.
Mm. Absolutely. And it's interesting that it's when we start to create a sense of space between our consciousness and these personality patterns that we can start to really have compassion for them, in the same way that when we realize we're not the body, we're consciousness experiencing through the body, it lets us love the body more.
Hmm.
So
The other thing is that as you love yourself, it's also really important to extend that love to other people. And with the realization that everyone is unique, everyone is different. In the past, we've attacked people that were different. Wars have been created over things like that.
and that's all been fear-based.
Exactly. There's always been this apparent contradiction between artists and scientists and a clash. But what's happening now is science is coming to the understanding and the appreciation of artistry. The two things are actually beginning to come together. Mathematics is creating beautiful art.
Hmm. Fractal art is pretty amazing. I'll share some on the Facebook page. So, in terms of relationships, here's a good question. How do you define a healthy relationship? Okay. So, in interpersonal neurobiology, they define health as integration. And integration means something very specific. It means the connection of differentiated parts. So in a relationship, that means honoring the differences and the uniqueness of the other, and then creating a connection through caring, compassionate communication.
Mm.
What happens when we realize that we are not our personality is that we can then say, okay, I am this consciousness. I'm going to create a healthy relationship with my personality. So I'm going to be curious about how this whole process, all these patterns have arisen in my personality. I'm going to bring love and I'm going to honor the uniqueness of my human experience. And I'm going to link this compassionate communication. And if you feel into what happens during these meditations, there's a linkage, there's a connection that happens with you, the human, and you, the consciousness.
And you, the guides.
And you, yeah, sure, you, the guides. That's an interesting thought. So that creates a greater state of health, and we can feel that shift toward peace that can happen.
So understanding that whilst you still believe that you are the personality, you can't love yourself because you know it's not real. And so as you start to love your personality with the understanding of why it's there, it can start to dissolve. And you can understand that the others in your life are living their personality, and that as you start to respect them as they truly are, with no judgment, then the relationship starts to deepen, and they start to respect and respond to you in the new you, the way that you're beginning to put down the barriers and start living more of an appreciation of all that is, and allowing others to see who you are. Doing it gently, easily, and then just notice the way that other people respond to you.
So one of the quickest ways to dissolve the energy of shame, the energy of feeling like I'm not good enough and therefore I have to hide, is actually to be totally real and authentic in your relationships. So like if there is something happening inside of you that normally you would try to hide, what we encourage in the intensives that we do here in Mount Shasta is people start to talk about these things that really have affected them and impacted them in their lives, things that they've hidden because it's not like perfect. And when that's expressed, instead of what we're taught to fear, which is that other people will judge us and shame us and like retreat from us, what tends to happen is the total opposite, where people actually respect us so much more for being real, and they actually say thank you and see you as a brave person for sharing something that is so authentic and true to you. And this is a magical process. Exactly. Kathy's saying authenticity mirrors authenticity in others. And I think that's really why it's so powerful to be authentic, because when somebody sees you being authentically you, you're giving them permission to be authentically themselves. And then sharing can happen, this connection can happen on a totally different level than it can when you're trying to like pretend to be perfect or trying to pretend to be anything other than what you are in the moment. In terms of the health of the body, expressing in words what you're feeling at any given moment is one of the greatest ways that you can stay healthy, because like Alcazar often says, it's this repression that actually make it kind of like forces the body to like internalize it and create a message for you, like, oh, my heart hurts. And it's like, my heart hurts because I haven't been expressing my love, so I love you, and then boom, that dissolves.
And something in relationships that we've found that is a great gift in opening the heart and deepening the relationships is the phrase that Alcazar's given us: thank you, bring me more. Every time you have a beautiful connection with someone, or if it's your partner, every time you have a beautiful connection, thank you, bring me more. Let's start telling people, I love you. This has been a taboo in the past, that there's only certain people that you can say that to. Allow yourself to be more expressive of I love you, or I appreciate you, or thank you for being you. Find ways of letting other people know that you appreciate them, because that will start the flow in both directions. You'll start feeling appreciated. It makes you feel good when you appreciate others, because that vibration of appreciation is a message to the brain, and the brain releases chemicals, and the body starts to feel good, and then the body starts this process of rejuvenation. Very simple.
Hmm.
So in a moment, Alcazar is going to be guiding a meditation that's going to be helping us adjust the way that we perceive our relationships with others.
And our relationship with ourselves also.
Mm.
Because this really starts with nourishing ourselves. So it's kind of like if you don't fill yourself up with energy or with love from within, it's going to be a lot more difficult to like be in a compassionate, caring space. So, for example, we talked in week 1 about our nervous system and how important it is for us to feel safe. So it's like first create the space inside of yourself to be open and then connect. Cool.
Beautiful. So, if you wish to have music for this meditation, go ahead and select it.
So,
And yeah, again, we're going to turn the camera off.
yeah.
And we're going to have Alcazar come in and guide the second meditation. And so, beloved ones, again, we invite you to relax, closing the eyes, inviting once more the etheric stargate around you, and asking for a strong 12th dimensional energy field in your etheric stargate.
And so we call for a very strong 12th dimensional energy field.
And just feel the stargate around you. Feel the 12th dimensional energy vibrating here. And again, feel yourself as the witness. Feel yourself as the one noticing the sensations. You are the awareness. And just allow that awareness to move beyond the body. Don't try and do it. Just see if it can happen. See if your awareness can be outside the body, which would be in the quantum field. So you are watching, feeling, sensing the vibrations in your energy field, but you are sensing it from beyond. And now, again, just asking for the angels to be with you in that quantum field.
So we call for a stronger connection to the angelic realm, inviting the angels to come closer and feel.
Merging with them. And now, once more, the Ascended Masters.
And so, again, inviting the Ascended Masters to be with you in a stronger way. And feel as they come to you, allowing them also to merge their energy with yours for a few moments.
And now the star families.
And so we call for an even stronger energy presence from the star families also right now.
And merging with them. And so, beloved ones, we spoke a few moments ago about this being a learning process. You are coming here to learn, to experience. You are experiencing duality. You are experiencing separation from the whole. It is part of this human experience. And so, beloved, part of the learning is how to feel the oneness within the separation. You are separate from others. Your body is here, their body is over there. No matter how close you get, you are still separate. And you are even doing this within yourself, separating your true nature by creating a personality. And so, part of the learning of separation, you are moving through it. And so, you are beginning now the process of bringing oneness into the separation. And so, by loving your personality, you are beginning to integrate back into the oneness. And so, beloved, you are surrounded by these masters in these different realms we have mentioned and more. And so, we are asking them now to radiate their presence to you, to radiate their oneness to you. And so you might sense an energy building around you. It is an energy of oneness. And so asking for it to get stronger.
Thank you. Bring me more. More of this oneness radiated from all the guides.
And more. Simply asking for more. Thank you. Bring me more. You are surrounded by, merged with the angels, the ascended masters, the star families, the earth, and all the different parts of her. You, the witness, the one who is watching and sensing, your super consciousness is merged with all these beings, with all these energies right now. Your super consciousness is in the oneness. And together we are projecting to your humanness the energy of oneness. And so now we invite you to feel yourself within the physical body. Feel yourself as your humanness. Still, we project this energy of oneness to you. And so now in your humanness, feel the energy around you, however you sense it, however strong or light it might be, just notice it and then ask for more. Thank you. Bring me more.
Thank you. Thank you, bring me more.
In your humanness right now, in your mind's eye, see yourself, but not just one of you. See yourself, 3, 4, 5, 6 of you, however many, and see them as your personalities. Just seeing yourself standing in front of yourself, many of you, all the different ways you present yourself to the world. And as you see them, as you visualize them, as you make up this image, however you care to create it, just seeing or imagining yourself, all these different ones of you, all these different ways you present yourself to the world, all these different personalities. And then focusing on your heart center as you look at them, and say to them, I love you, just as you are. I love you, just as you are. And as you speak in your mind's eye, just imagine rays of love coming from your heart to each one of those personalities. I love you, just as you are. I thank you for taking care of me. I thank you for taking care of me. I love you just as you are. I thank you for taking care of me. I invite you to merge with the real me. I invite you to merge with the real me. Because there are beautiful parts to every aspect of your personality. Each personality has beautiful aspects within it. And so merge with me. And those parts that are no longer needed, those parts that were pretense or protection, they are no longer needed. And so invite those many yous, those many personalities to merge with the real you. Just visualizing them coming one at a time or all together, coming to your heart, merging with you, loving them, for they have indeed taken care of you until you have reached this point of understanding. It is not to judge the way you have been. To understand that is all part of learning about separation. You have to experience to truly know. And so now the next step is bringing the love to yourself just as you are, realizing you have always been perfect because you chose to live in limitation. You chose to live with personality in order to experience. And now you are choosing to move beyond, to move towards the truth of who you are. Slowly, slowly, step by step, a little courage, and change will start to happen with the intention to change, with the attention to be aware of when those old personality come to the surface. Love them and say, no need for this anymore. And every time you move beyond the old way of being, every time you move beyond the personality reaction, say thank you. Bring me more. Thank you. Bring me more of my truth. Bring me more courage to be real. Mm.
And so let us bring to each and every one of you now the energy of your own beingness. And so just asking inside for your higher self to come closer to you, to send the energy of who you truly are into your human beingness right now.
And so we call for the presence of your higher self to connect more fully to your humanness right now. And just feel the energy coming to you. Just feel your higher self radiating its presence to you. You supporting you. Yes, you are here learning about separation. Yes, you are here moving back into oneness. Yes, you are here learning how to live the oneness in the human form. It is a grand adventure, and you are doing well. You are revealing to yourself this next step. You have given this gift to yourself. You have claimed who you are. And so, beloveds, allow yourself to repeat these words internally or out loud, whichever is appropriate for you. I am. I am. I am. And feel the energy as you speak these words from the depth of who you are. I am. I am. I am. these simple words, spoken with intent, connect you to your superconsciousness. And once more, I am. I am. I am. Feeling the energy, feeling your presence, feeling yourself in the body. And very slowly and gently bring your awareness back into your room. Very slowly and gently. Hmm.
Just feel the stillness, that sense of oneness. Allow it to remain with you. And just see if you can allow it to stay with you as you open your eyes. It's a very calm space.
Hmm. Lovely.
Hmm. Hmm.
Not being in a rush to come back, just really allowing yourself to stay connected to that softness.
Allow yourself to enjoy being there, to appreciate the different way that that space allows you to exist. It's a different way of being here. And it's a different way of relating. It's kind of like having one foot in the other side.
Hmm. So,
It almost feels like we should just allow people to stay in this space.
it does.
Yeah.
So, we're actually going to end this webinar right now so you can stay in this space. And we'll put some comments on the Stargate Academy Facebook page. So check that out in an hour, a couple of hours' time,
Yeah.
and we'll have a few things for you there. So we'll just let you stay in this softness.
Maybe we can have a few words from Alcazar about the space that we just touched.
Beloved ones, we have often said that the Stargate work is on the leading edge of human awakening. What you have just anchored is something that is very special, and right now it is best not for us to talk about it. We don't wish to engage the mind too deeply right now. Let us just simply say, you have opened a doorway to yourself. You have opened a doorway to new awareness that has been closed for such a very long time. And we will say more of this in the next webinar. You are loved. We thank you for your participation, for you are indeed changing humanity, changing your world. We love you and we bless you. We honor you greatly. And again, we will talk to you again very soon. Good day. So we will see you all next week. And we'll have a few words for you on the Academy Facebook page in a couple of hours. Bye.